What's up, guys? This is your boy Scott, aka Noisiness here, and we're going to talk about AC Valhalla today. Um, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and why you should buy it. So we're gonna jump right in to talking about the protagonist, but not giving out too much detail, and then we'll talk about the skill tree, combat, open world, and everything else. So let's get right into it. So your name is Eivor, and you can be a male or female protagonist. After doing some research, I have read that the female protagonist seems to fit better with everything that goes on. One of the things that I love about this game and being a female protagonist is how much romance there is. So I think that is awesome that there's a lot of romance options, and the game just feels smooth as a female Viking protagonist. Uh, so that's one thing that it's awesome. You get to be either or. I think you actually can change it up mid-game. Um, I can't remember if that's here in this screen. Yeah, if I press up, I can change her appearance. So I can just do either one, since like the animus will represent the stronger female or male memory stream depending on its current strength. So I think it's really awesome that there's this option. I can literally change it in the middle of the game. So here, we're already in the screen, so let's just talk about everything we see. You are 6 slotted, with your bow, your shield, or unless you're wielding another weapon. So that's one thing I believe that they added is I can hold 2 weapons. I get to hold 2 weapons. My other one is sheathed right now. But I'm going to go ahead and get my heavy shield back up. If you hold a 2-hand weapon like a long sword or a spear, it'll say that it needs to be equipped in the first hand, and then you won't be able to have a shield or anything. So it's just like AC Origins, where, your sets matter. So right now I have the hidden 1 set that's 5 out of 5, and you can see what it gives me. So one thing I'm sure you're asking is, what is plus 11 health, plus 19 health? Let's go to my inventory real quick. They came out with runes. So you can stick these in the sockets of the items, which I think is really cool. There are minor runes, and then there's just runes. So, for example, let's use these two as an example. Minor Remedy rune, only plus 1 poison buildup resistance. Shatter rune, 1 plus 1.5 stealth damage. Minor Bulwark rune, plus 2 heavy resistance. And then you have the Rune of Life, which the minor Rune of Life, 11 health, then the normal Rune of Light, 14.9. So you're like, well, what do those stats go to? Well, if you click L in this menu, you can read all of these stats. So I'm Charisma level 3, not that high. Even though I do think it is a little high, because I've done what you need to do to get to that. I'm not going to really go over all of these, but, this is just how it is. My secondary weapon's actually better than my... Oh, that's because it's a shield, that's why. It's mostly for defense. So, I will say the only thing that matters here is my weight. So, what weight does, and you can see on the screen, is it increases how much stamina is consumed while dodging, and that, I think that is, that... I would say it matters about, like, I'd give it a 7 out of a 10, is how important it is. I don't really look for lightweight items. So now we're going to look at the skill tree. And... Ooh, this is a lot. I think all 3 of these have their own unique styles. Red is very fighting, aggressive oriented. Blue is more of your assassin style. And then yellow is a good mix. So, real quick, does this look scary and like, holy shit, what is happening? Yes, but it is not that complicated. So you start right here. You can go either path. Honestly, if you want to do all red to start the game, that's fine, but you don't have to do that. So what I do is, so I picked this first. I was like, cool, my first ever skill is going to be plus 2.3 range damage. That's nice. So then you have health, Way of the Wolf, which I'll explain what that is in a minute, but this gives a bonus to all wolf aligned gear. So if I'm wearing gear that's all wolf aligned, then this will help with that. But anyways, the more important thing is, here's what you unlock That's not that's the most important thing about this skill tree. So these are what I look for when I'm going to the next branch. So let's say I unlock this, boom, then it'll be like it'll show me this, and I'm like, okay, cool, what's that? Sprint attack? Don't really care about that, so I'm not gonna waste all these skill points to get to sprint attack. So then I probably went to here. I was like, cool, open another one for me. This is emergency aim. So I was like, oh yeah, I like that. If someone's looking at me, I can aim at them and kill them real quick, hopefully. Eventually I got to this one and I was like, ooh, cool, hunter bow combo. Don't really like it, so just gonna, go somewhere else with my talents. So, most of these skills are not assigned, but some of them are. An example of a skill that has to be assigned is, hold on, I gotta find one because I remember one. I was like, oh yeah, give me just a second. I know, I'm slacking. Oh, here it is. Actually, just kidding. That's not it either. Okay, it's very rare that any of these will become some of your abilities. I can't really find any of them that actually became an ability that I had to put up. So just don't really worry about that. Just go for, things that you're interested in, things that you think would help you in combat. So there's a large variety of what you can go for. You may end up getting everything. I'm not sure. I haven't beaten the game. I just wanted to give my first thoughts on, especially where I'm at in the game. So red, yellow, and blue. Why that matters is it goes along with your playstyle and your items. So right now, the hidden one stuff all falls under the Raven category. So other than this weapon, it doesn't really matter that much, which is funny because this is like the quote-unquote hidden one's weapon. But I mean, like I said, that's blue, that's red, but all of these are ravens, even though that's a wolf, and that's not. So there's most of the stuff in the inventory. I will say that upgrading gear in this game is kind of refreshing. So if you see here, we have leather, iron ore, fabric, and titanium. All of those matter in upgrading the gear. If you look below the two runes, elite and heavy, you see upgrade. I can't upgrade it anymore because I do not have enough materials. And the white bars where it fills green is how far I can upgrade it just with those materials. Now, to upgrade even further, so if you see how this one is like silverish and this one is gold, correct? And there's only 4 white bars, but it goes all the way across the screen. Well, to upgrade that, you have to find a smith, and you use these ingots over here. So carbon goes from I think basic to gray. Nickel helps gray things. Oh no, it's like basic to, hold on, let me check real quick, because most of the gear that I find isn't basic. So, alright, so here's basic, and then if, oh wait, that wouldn't help. Anyways, it goes in a certain order. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that you need, let me go back to the items real quick. So I think when you upgrade, the first 2 times you use carbon ingots, and then you'll use nickel ingots. So yeah, this goes from fine to superior, then superior to flawless, then flawless to mythical. And it tells you how to get it done, so that's nice. So the currency in the game is silver, the rare material currency is opal, and then supplies and raw materials matter on building your settlement. And if you're like, well, what's building your settlement? We'll get into that in a few moments. Collectibles in this game are Roman artifacts and mysterious tablets and fireflies. And there's also these pages that you can collect. Don't worry about the keys. I've just used them in random various quests. They're not really collectibles. Trade all your trade goods anytime you can. I'm not going to go over some quest items because that might reveal too much that I don't really want to get into right now. One thing that I don't like is that you can't craft your arrows. That's unfortunate. You really just have to find them, which they are not scarce at all. They are abundant. Everywhere, every area, they're pretty abundant. You shouldn't find yourself too low on arrows all the time. If you do, you can just run around and find some. And you're like, you hovered over rations. What's rations? Rations heal you. This game's healing is a lot different. So when you're fighting, And I'll go to my screen real quick so you can look at my health. Hold on, I just had to press attack button for that, so we can look at it real quick. Boom. Okay, so see how my health bar is the white one. It's very large. When that goes down, you have to press the right direction on your D-pad, and that will heal you. But it uses one ration, whether it heals the whole bar, half the bar, a piece of the bar. It uses a whole ration, so you'll have to find another one again. The blue bar under the white bar is your stamina. If you notice, it goes down pretty quickly when I'm doing that. So I make sure that I try to get skill points in stamina that lasts, and I try not to heavy attack too much because it can use a lot of stamina. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I've already used 2 heavy attacks and bam, it's gone. And when you don't have stamina, you can't dodge. And that puts you in a lot of sticky situations. So be mindful of that when you're fighting. The bars above that are just your ability bars, just like in AC Odyssey. So, you know, the ability that I can use here is, you know, light my weapon on fire. That's cool. Light my weapon poison. That's also cool. So that was in the last game too, and you get fire and poison buildup. So that is that. Trying to think of. We'll talk about the settlement in just a minute. Let's go have a look at the order. So this is just like AC Origins as well, where you have to kill all these people to figure out who the mastermind is. The Order of the Ancients is basically what I would consider the Templars. If you know what I'm talking about, then you are an OG Assassin's Creed fan. If not, the Templars were always the opposition of the protagonists in Assassin's Creed. They were always the opposites, the people who wanted to rule the world and you know, did their best to accomplish that. And they are who you're mostly going after in every Assassin's Creed game. So in this game, instead of mercenaries, you have zealots, which are who you see on the right side of my screen. They're on the outside. They don't matter that much, but if you want to kill them, they'll give you a clue to where some of these members of the Order are from. So obviously, I've defeated all of these members and killed one of the big 5 members of the Order. So that's pretty good for me, but obviously I have a lot of work to do. I've only killed 2 here, killed none here, barely have a clue about that one. Do know who, you know, Falke is, but then again, still can't get to it right now. So, you know, this is one of the things that you can do while you're playing, is you can hunt them all down by using the clues. For example, this one says go to Thieves' Warren, and it's above Gloucestre. Sorry, all of the names in this game are absolutely ridiculous because it's old British language. Like, look at this, Cirepushire, like Leicestershire. Like, it's so hard for me to say. Lincolnshire. It's just, it's ridiculous. Take me back to Black Flag, where I could say everything in Spanish. So yeah, if you're wondering what any of these symbols mean, I'll explain a couple to you real quick. These are opal spots. I found a map, and it's like here where all the opal locations are. So you pick them up, and you can use them at a trader in your settlement. These are what are known as like mysteries. Mysteries can be this or this here. So you do mysteries to get XP. Sometimes, a lot of the time, they don't have direction, so you just kind of have to figure it out yourself. Here's a mystery that I found but I didn't do, so it's still here waiting for me. But whether I track it or not, there's no directions for it. The masks are the museum collectibles. But if you ever see a blue mask under like one of these, so let's say I found this and it's a blue mask, that's called flighting. And it's when you duel someone with words, and it's pretty cool, and they'll teach you how to do it in the beginning of the game. I'm not going to go too in depth with it right now. However, it does increase your charisma, which matters in the long run. So make sure you pay attention to that. If you notice, this is kind of very large. This region is split up within 3 sections. You've got Wessex, Mercia, and Northumbria. Then you have the North Sea, which I don't think you can really get to that much right now. I don't know. I haven't really tried. There's a ton of rivers that connect throughout the whole map, so you can really spend a lot of time on your ship voyaging with your Viking brethren and sisterin. So if you're running, what is this? A raid. Raids are when you get on your ship and you go with your crew and you raid the location for supplies. And you're like, well, why do I need supplies? Hold on, did I take this picture? Whatever. Um, why do I need supplies? Supplies are what build your settlement from the ground up. And I'll go into that in just a second. It's because I just found something I want to talk about. So here is an Assassin's Creed symbol. It is an old bureau from the first original Assassins, aka the Hidden Ones. You should find these and explore them in detail. I will not say any more about that. So yeah, let's get back to the settlement. You do raids. Make sure you're within the power level of the raid. I don't know if I can do this one. It doesn't tell me what power level I need to be for this. So I might actually check this out sooner or later. But you do raids. They're really fun. You basically have to fight a bunch of people. It's not too terribly long. And once you conquer, you burn shit down and you take the gold. It's as simple as that. Now, you don't take gold. You take supplies, and that's for your settlement. So you're like, well, what's my settlement? Let's go there right now. If my game would stop being stupid. Alright, your settlement is here, and we're headed there. Get used to this loading screen because this area will need to be familiar to you. You will see it all the time, especially when you're assassinating someone. So just keep that in mind. Sorry it's taking so long to load. It's not really that bad. It's just, if I had a camera on me or something, you'd be able to see what I'm doing. Oh, sometimes you have to like that bar comes up that it's loaded, and like I just press start until it puts me in there, or A or something. I don't know what's taking so long. Sometimes it just does that. Alright, so here's your settlement. So one thing that I really liked that this game did is it kind of brought back this building from the ground up. Or building something out of nothing, which is what Assassin's Creed 2 did, and what I believe Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's been a long time since I've played those games, but for example, if you see a building, that means I put money into it, and to build it, I don't believe there are upgrades. I'm gonna find a building that I have not invested into yet. Okay, here's one. So let's take a look at this real quick. Alright, interact. So this is a bakery. The bakery is where Tarbin rules and improves the feast buff. I have no supplies and no raw materials. It costs 600 supplies and 45 raw materials. So I'll have to do a raid so I can put this up. I've done a bunch of raids so far to get all of this stuff that you see here, and it has helped build my settlement, and I think it's like, I think I'm like 4 out of 6 on my settlement right now. Here is your, oh wait, this is a cosmetic. So you get to put cosmetics all over your settlement. I'm gonna buy a lot more when I get a chance, but like I said earlier in the video, silver is hard to come by, my friend. Silver is hard to come by. So yeah, that's, your hall, your long hall, and that's your crest. And I'm not gonna go into it or say any more about it. That's just, your home. Your settlement's pretty big. See, I still have to invest over here as well. What a feast does is if you call a feast, it'll give you all the buffs that you have earned so far. So, like, for example, this would give me a +3 armor if we did a feast, and I had this built. So you would get a lot of temporary buffs for like an hour, I believe. The settlement is... one thing I wish they did is they told you what all shops you have done already, which I think there is something in the longhouse, that'll tell you, but I just wish there were icons that would tell me. So it's pretty big. This is your home. This is where you start your journey, and you want to do everything you can to protect it. So, just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm just really excited they brought it back. That's one thing that I really like about Assassin's Creed, is they brought back the building your network and building everything up from the ground like you did in AC2. So, I'm glad I could touch on that real quick. Something else I want to touch on is combat. I kind of want to just show it a little bit because I feel like it's a little different. It takes some time getting used to. That area is way too powerful. Give me a second, I'll find somewhere. We'll just start here. But I will say, so your ship, so far, you don't have any weapons on your ship. You just kind of sail and hop off whenever you need to. The sailing is nice and smooth. Taking command is smooth. You get to build your own mercenary, though, once you build that house. Once you add to your settlement for that. And then you get to customize who's on your ship for raids. So I think you get like 6 customizations. Whether it's people that are already with you, you can borrow mercenaries from other Xbox Live players, unless you're on PS4 or PC. But everyone gets to customize a mercenary and can loan them out for 100 silver. So if someone's constantly loaning out your mercenary, then you get a ton of money. So obviously the Eagle Dive is back. I'm trying to see if there's any enemies. Ooh, let me see if there's any contracts for some opal, some free opal.
A few tasks Redder needs handled came in today.
See, I already got them and did them. I'm really trying to. I don't know if there's any enemies around here. I don't think there are. What is this? I don't know if I could talk to him though. Depressing. Well, since there's no enemies, I'll do my best to try and find some at some point so I could show combat, but I am going to talk about some other things. Hold on, let me go to a different area so I can actually talk about these things. The things that I want to talk about are pretty important. Power level 20. There's probably no. You know what? Fuck. Oh, it's because I'm floating. We're gonna go to a really dangerous area, and if I die, I die. It is what it is. No. No. Stop. Oh, I can't get it off! Okay. Sorry, I'm struggling. Alright, we're gonna go there, and I'm gonna be able to show you enemies and some other things that I want to talk about. I will say I've died a couple times playing the game because combat, I put it on hard and they're not joking. Like, you can get 2 hit, bam, you're dead, and it's really unfortunate. Especially during raids, man, I'll get messed up in raids. But what I want to talk about is the combat and some other things that they re-added into the game. Cool. Oh, that's why it's being slow, because the online service is like going in and out. I'm just gonna keep pressing start, and boom, we're in there, like swimwear. So, all right. Oh my God, I thought I committed suicide. Holy shit, that scared me. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's how they do it here. All right, so there is. So obviously you have Odin's vision. Which is just the equivalent of all the visions you've ever had in Assassin's Creed to see objectives, enemies, points of interest, and stuff like that. So that tells me that there's a treasure up there that I could be interested in. But let me show you some things that are really important if I could ever find guards to suss me out.
I must be careful now.
Thank you, Jesus. Alright, I may die here because this area is well above my power level. One thing I want to show you though, if you press down on the D-pad, it gives you a bunch of options. And I feel like this isn't too, common in the Assassin's Creed games. So I can put my hood on or off. I can call my mount, which that's always been an option. You can use your fishing line. You can meditate, which will change night to day and day to night. I can call my longship if I'm by a body of water. I can use my horn. You'll use that for various things. And then, as always, you have the torch. So, and you can quick save. Boom. There's that. So I just wanted to tell you guys about that. Again, that's down on the D-pad. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Okay, so one thing I want to show you is combat in general. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing I want to show you is the new assassinate tool. Sorry, I was thinking of like assassin, and yeah, is the assassinate tool. We'll see if it comes up here.
Hey, hold on. You're mine.
See how he's not taking that much damage? It's because he is way higher level than me. But I got him. It's fine. Oh fuck, there's another one. I don't know if they noticed me yet. Okay, these. Alright. I want to show you guys how the new assassinate animation is for someone that you can't kill if they're just an enemy that's higher than you are. Fuck, I don't know if I can do it because of these two guys over here. If they leave, I might be able to. See that big guy right there? I really want to press the assassinate button on him. Which I might not be able to. We'll see. Oh, there it is. Boom! You have to get it within the red and I will be able to assassinate him. Like, no matter what. I'm really scared to get hit because I don't know how bad it'll hurt. I feel like combat... See, this guy's throwing something at... Oh! And it took almost all my health. But that's because I'm in an area where they're much higher level than me. But one thing I like about the combat is it's hard, but once you figure it out, it doesn't feel hard. Like, I just don't understand. I was trying to parry him here. I think I might take it up to master level, but then that also makes me really afraid of the like bosses I have to fight and the zealots that I have to fight as well. Oh shit. Why did I do that? I'm a dumbass. I did not scan to see what was in there. Alright, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So yeah, that was an example of combat, and I got to use the assassinate tool, which I wanted to show you. You pretty much press assassinate, and after you press assassinate, you have to hit the timing. Sometimes it's harder than others. Sometimes you have to do it back to back if you want to kill two different enemies, and the other enemy is also not within the one-hit damage range, depending on how much damage you do and how much health they have. So yeah, that's that. There's another thing I want to show you that's called social stealth that they brought back into the game. The only problem is I'm not too familiar with this area in particular. So I don't know if I'll be able to find an example of social stealth. But what social stealth was, and always has been in Assassin's Creed, which hasn't been in every game, is where you can walk with a group of people and you're stealth. Or you can do like things like sit on a bench with a person, or you can lure a drunk to distract guards, or anything like that. So that is what social stealth is, and I'm really glad they brought it back. However, I just don't have any examples right now, and if I can find them, I will show you. I do hear a lot of voices. Here's a drunk, though. So, yeah, I can lure him if I need him, which I don't need him right now. There's a lot of people, so I'm not really too worried. I really don't know where any... Oh, here's one, I think. Yeah, so I can pretend to be messing with the bells right here. Blend in. So I'm really glad they brought this back. It's very important, I think. Especially if people are chasing you down and you just come here and you want to hide. It's perfect. So that is one thing I wanted to touch on real quick. You have a horse, you have an eagle. One thing I don't like is, you know, I don't feel like the eagle is as useful. You can't mark targets. You can see a lot. I feel like sometimes they change the eagle up all the time. Also, if you're ever wondering what these means, this means rare armor. These are where some materials are. this book is how you get your abilities. So that's one of the last things I want to touch base on. This book is how you get most of your abilities, which are the LT and the RT that you see in the bottom left and the bottom right. One quarrel. Sorry, she's just going off right now. One quarrel I have is that in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could press like a button and it would show you another 4 abilities. Unfortunately, in this game, you only get your 4 on the left and 4 on the right instead of having 8 on the left and 8 on the right. So I'm kind of really disappointed that they don't have that. However, it makes the game harder for you. Because if you get in any situation, you better hope that you have the right abilities set. Other than that, I feel like I've really talked about everything I wanted to talk about. And I'll go back over it. So, I love the combat because it's a little bit different. However, it feels pretty easy. So, if you are an experienced Assassin's Creed player, do not feel afraid to go... Do not be afraid to go like to a higher difficulty when it comes to the combat. I think I might up it up to Master Combat because I feel like fights have become way too easily. Another thing I like is they brought the settlement aspect back. I think that's really awesome. It's a little bit different than what it was, but still I think it's really great that there's more to do and there's more incentives to doing them. So this guy is a question mark and he will give you some information, and if you don't have a bunch of maps, this will put new stuff on your map. We're not going to look at my map right now because I already have most maps that I've found from just treasure hunting. Another thing I like is Odin's vision is pretty good to use and it's pretty widespread. I don't like the fact that the eagle is kind of useless. So there's that. I just really like a lot about this game. Like I really don't find too many flaws with it. I love the protagonist so far. You seem like a very seasoned learning, Viking. And you're like, well, where's the assassin part come in? And you'll learn that once you play the game. But obviously, I've been assassinating people, so it's clear that I have the blade back, which I'm really glad that they brought that back as well. It's fucking great. Like I don't mean to curse, but man, they brought back a lot of some old stuff that they were lacking. So that sound, I don't know if you can hear because I put the volume all the way down. It means there's a book nearby if you don't have a map like I do. So that tells me that I can break into the second floor somehow. The question is where? I'll probably have to go elsewhere to check that out. Well, it's not there. I'll say that. Oh wait, I can just open the door. Okay, well I will check. Wait, is that a quest over there? What is that? What quest is that? I have no idea what's happening. That was strange. Okay. Anyways, I really like this game. I think if you were, well, I don't know what's going on. If you really like Assassin's Creed, I think it would be a really good rejuvenation of, if you liked it at some point and then you stopped liking it. If you really like it already, but you were like, I don't know how I feel about this game. You're a Viking. You don't even seem like an assassin. Buy it. Just straight up, like, buy it. If you were disappointed with Origins or Odyssey, it's a little bit different than both of them. So I really, really, really recommend getting back into it. You don't really need to play any other game if you've never played an Assassin's Creed before. I will say that. Apparently, I have to use my arrows. Probably. Um, so yeah, sorry I'm stuttering at the end. I'm actually doing stuff now instead of just running around and explaining everything. But I really hope that this inspires some of you to get the game. Again, I think it's fucking great. I still have no idea what this is, what these interacts are. I've never been to this area. Maybe it's too early and why it's not really working. I just have to figure out how to get. Wait. I got a new ability, Rage of Helheim. Let's see what this says. Enter a fit of rage and slam your enemies to the ground, leaving them helpless in the face of a barrage of hits. Alternate quickly between LB and RB to avoid losing balance. I may like this. Might replace poison with it. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, you know, for the Creed, baby. I hope you like this video. This is my first ever YouTube video. I recorded one over this, but I didn't really like it that much because I felt like I was not keen on my talking points. I felt like this one went a lot better, except towards the end, just because it's kind of hard to go over everything that I just talked about. But if you like what I said and you were thinking about getting Assassin's Creed, do it. I think this game is really freaking good. The only thing I don't like is how easy the combat seems and how useless your bird seems for the most part. She or he is pretty good when you are doing like a story task, because it'll be like you'll approach the area, then you won't get the marker on your map anymore, so it'll be like use your bird to find the objective. So that's really when it's useful, but I just wish that they had done some other things with it. So I feel like in this game they took a lot of old things and re-implemented them in this game that they didn't in the last couple, and then I feel like they also took a couple out of last game that they were using. So again, I really like it. I have put 40 hours in and I've had it less than a week. I've literally basically made it my job to play this game because I can't step away from it. The story is very good. The quote-unquote side quests are really good. It's early on, from when the hidden ones or the assassins became a thing, so that's why you're a Viking, because they weren't too established yet. So yeah, just the story is so good, the combat is good, everything is just like, this feels really good. I'd say the only clunky thing is about this is the like parkour. I feel like that can get clunky sometimes, because sometimes you need to use A to do things and sometimes you don't. So you'll just get the hang of it if you buy this game. I really like the different regions that you go into. I like that there's power levels, and like you can only go here if you're a certain power level, or you should only go here. Obviously you saw me take those down and this is way above my power level, but I didn't even get hit. So I do wish the combat was a little bit harder. There's a lot more pros that there are cons. The cons are just like, the only legit con I have, really, honestly, is the bird. The other cons are just personal preference, because I've played literally every single Assassin's Creed game that has been made for a console. I love the franchise, as you can tell, and I hope you guys like my first video. I hope if you were thinking about buying this game and you don't, and you end up buying it, I hope this helps you. If you don't, I hope one day you give Assassin's Creed a chance. I will say the aesthetics of this game are amazing. Right now the streaming quality is trash because I'm streaming from the Twitch app. I plan on investing in an Elgato that can capture in 4K, but man, this game in 4K is really good. Like, it looks amazing on my monitor, and I totally wish that I could be streaming that for you right now. But like I said, hopefully within a couple videos I'll have a 4K capture card and the quality be much better, especially when talking about some other stuff with some other games. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was a good first video. I feel like I like this one much better than the first one I recorded. I'm going to put this one up instead. Give it a like or subscribe if you like it. I'll definitely have a face cam soon once I purchase a streaming Elgato that can handle 4K. Right now, the one I have is for like the Xbox 360. So, thank you so much for um, tuning in. I hope you end up buying the game if you didn't, or if you wanted to rent it or something because you were like, I don't know, do I want to invest in this? Yes, invest. It's really freaking good. Um, it's amazing. You'll like a lot of characters, whether they're temporary or permanent. Just like I say, yes, and invest in this. Invest in this for sure. I don't know what the hell is going on. Are you good, bro? Is it a latrine? Anyways, this is Noisiness, aka Scott. Follow me on Twitter at Noisiness. Subscribe and like to my YouTube. I'm gonna start uploading more, especially with how COVID is. I play a lot of single player games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Assassin's Creed, Squadron, stuff like that. So yeah, give me a follow, give me a like, give me a subscribe. YouTube. We'll see ya next time.